On behalf of my Wells Fargo colleagues, it's a real privilege to support the 6th annual Hispanic Lifestyle Women Business Wellness Conference. I'm excited for the conversations and learning that will take place over the course of this conference. As a proud Latina, mother to an aspiring girlpreneur, and head of small business growth philanthropy at Wells Fargo, I'm inspired by the many women entrepreneurs who have made a way to stay open throughout the pandemic. Even more impressive is that diverse women-owned small businesses continue to be one of the fastest growing segments in the US economy, contributing millions in revenue and adding jobs in the local community. But we all know small business owners are still struggling, and it will take intentional and targeted support for women-owned businesses to truly thrive. To enable an inclusive economic recovery, Wells Fargo acted early in creating the $420 million Open for Business Fund, providing low-cost capital, training, and other business resources through nonprofits that help underserved small businesses. We project that the $300 million that we have deployed so far will help an estimated 150,000 small businesses, of which 79% are diverse-owned and 52% are women-owned. These results far outpace the industry standard, as many national small business programs have had good intentions, but fail to effectively reach women and diverse entrepreneurs. While I have spent most of my career in the corporate sector, I have helped family run a variety of businesses and recently helped my 8-year-old daughter start her first business. There are 3 key insights that I have gained through that experience that I want to share with you. For aspiring entrepreneurs, the hardest thing to do is just to get started. My advice is to stop focusing on all the things that can go wrong and what you don't know, and instead focus on what you know and all the things that will go right. Don't overthink the business plan and get into the analysis paralysis. Take a small step to test out your ideas, and you will quickly get feedback from your friends and your family and your community. You can make adjustments along the way, but you will be on the path to starting a successful business. Second, for existing entrepreneurs, there will always be some problem or opportunity that you need to deal with. But please, please, please do not be afraid to ask for help. I promise you that talking to other entrepreneurs, investors, or simply people that you trust will give you a myriad of ideas, connections, and potential paths forward. Do not try to go at this alone. That is not a good recipe for success. Finally, stay curious and never stop learning. I encourage you to visit our Wells Fargo Small Business Resource Center at wellsfargo.com/together. Also, Wells Fargo invested in a mentorship program focused on women business owners with the Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Center. They can help you find a business mentor to provide ongoing support. You can find more information at thecenter.nasdaq.org. In closing, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to invest in you. I guarantee that investing in yourself will provide you with a very rewarding return on investment. I hope you enjoy the conference and happy holidays.
Cilantro, cebolla, okay? Okay, perfect. What else can I get for you? The pandemic being scary, having your own business, not having something else to kind of fall back on, really pushed us to figure it out. Hi. Los taquero mucho started off between an idea between my brother and my husband. They were like, hey, let's go ahead and get a taco cart. We'll go half and half, and let's just start doing catering.
We pride ourselves on working with mostly small businesses and nonprofits to sort of tailor financing or an investment around the specific needs of that entity, particularly when we're serving businesses and nonprofits that serve low-income communities.
When we were presented with the idea of being able to have our first brick and mortar, it was something that we're like, oh my gosh, yes. And we were supposed to open up last year, 2020. And so when the pandemic hit, it kind of took us by surprise. And it's like, okay, what do we do now? August 21st, yeah, was our grand opening.
Congratulations to you both.
Thank you. We're open Sunday through Thursday from 11 to 9.
The Open for Business Fund was a great tool for Wells Fargo to implement across the country to support small businesses, which, as you know, are the backbone of our community.
We applied for Wells Fargo's Open for Business Fund in the midst of the pandemic, and we began deploying or re-granting those funds in February of 2021. The grant funds were definitely a lifeline for these businesses.
Because of the pandemic, we weren't able to do caterings anymore. We lost some of the employees that we had at that time. I was also pregnant at the time. So it was a very scary moment, and it was like, okay, are we even going to do it anymore? Are we even going to have our first location?
We were able to utilize the Wells Fargo Open for Business funds to provide grants to small businesses. We provided about 80 grants.
We allocated over $400 million across the country to support small businesses and support the recovery of small businesses as they were dealing and struggling with the pandemic and COVID-19 recovery.
When we were able to receive the grant, it was a lot of help to really just start to buy a lot of things that we needed for our actual location. And so that was a good way to get us started and kind of like give us that little push that we needed to be able to open up Los Taquero Mucho and get us up and running. The three are just with pickled onion.
When you're working in this space, this community development field, I think trust is a big factor. And so having groups like Wells Fargo trust us as a local CDFI to make responsible financing decisions, I think that's key for us.
Ultimately, that's what we want, is to be able to create something that we can one day step away and say, hey, look, this is for you, for our kids, and that way there's a generational wealth within our family. So something definitely that we look forward to and giving back to our kids.